back here on the platform this evening, and we are speaking with Baptist men, two bishops of the Baptist Church, Reverend Simeon Hall, Bishop Simeon Hall, and Bishop Arnold Josey, and also Reverend George Bodie, who is the director of the Baptist Men's Department. Gentlemen, we talked about witness of the Baptist faith, and here again we would like to congratulate the Men's Department of the Baptist for mounting the symposium.
Great job you're doing that.
However, there are Baptist women and men who feel very unsafe in this country. There was a time when they were able to go to prayer meetings without difficulty, midweek services without thinking about being mugged or robbed. They were able to go to even Sunday evening services without feeling a problem. I told Reverend Bodie and Bishop Fernanda on the radio program that churches need security guards now in parking lots. That churches need to put up bars and lock away everything now because there is a irreverence for the church, a disrespect for church property and for sanctuaries in our country. Where did we go wrong? How did we get in this position?
The late Dr. Kennan Archdeacon, the late Archdeacon William Thompson at St. Agnes used to say, in his way of verbalizing thought, the demystification of authority. The church has lost some of its mystery, and we take some of the blame for that. And secularization has caused it, some of it. We do not shy away from that which is our responsibility. Where we've done wrong, we should be man or woman enough to say, I failed. I've done it several times to openly say that I was wrong. There's nothing wrong with Jesus died for my sins, so I don't have to carry them. But we cannot throw our hands up. The worst day in human history was the cross of Calvary. And we all know how that turned out. Before Sunday came along, the story was changed. That's where the church's work is. We must witness. We do not do enough witness. I have the proud record of preaching on every island in this Bahamas. There are few churches where I haven't preached. I have the proud record of preaching around the world. I have tried to be a witness by declaring the word. But that's not the strength of my witness. The strength of my witness, our witness, is we are people of hope. We believe that it's going to turn around. That the young boys and young women who are in our churches, we are trying to stabilize them and tell them, get a good education.
Yeah, you are keeping the faith, all right? And but it is said that faith without works is dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are some Scandinavian countries, gentlemen, where churches have been turned into theaters and nightclubs.
Yes.
And people are not attending churches. They're closing down churches with great rapidity throughout Western Europe.
Yes.
Okay? They do not have 100, many of those countries, 120 homicides.
I've heard you say that many times.
These are people who are unchurched. So what is it? What is it that causes a Scandinavian country where there are few churches that are well attended to have a very low murder rate? And we have a country like the Bahamas with over 4,000 churches And we are doing 10 murders on average every month. What is it?
When you get back to look at their laws,
Exactly.
how they deal with people.
Correct.
Exactly.
How they deal with people.
Yeah,
Laws.
Yeah, the enforcement
Of the laws.
of the laws, the punitive end.
Yes.
When you commit a crime, what is the result? How do they deal with you?
But in all those Western European countries, there's no capital punishment, for instance. They've abolished capital punishment.
No, they've got their corporal punishments and
There's no capital
and major
punishment.
incarcerations.
There's no capital punishment. And we're talking homicides now.
Yes. Homicide is just an accident of the assault. For example,
Well, let's talk murder then. Let's leave.
no. Homicide, killing of a human being by a human being. That's what it is.
Yes.
If I strike you in your head, you live.
But it's not necessarily an accident.
That's what I'm saying. Where I hit you causes the death. You have people who survive the trauma of accidents, the trauma of assaults.
Spare me that technical business, right? All I'm saying to you is that in Western European societies, where churches are closing down and churches are becoming bar rooms, there is a low rate of murder.
Yeah. Because
In the Bahamas, where you have over 4,000 churches, and we are opening churches, okay? We are seeing an increase.
No, we're not seeing an increase. Don't say there's an increase.
What do you mean there's not an increase?
There's not an increase.
Bishop Josey, in 1965, there were 5 murders in the Bahamas. Wait.
No, in no part of the world you would find the same murder rate that they had in 1965. Don't take me back.
Well, I'll take you in the 90s then.
something to do with
I'll take you in the
education.
90s. In the 90s, we had 60-something. We have 123 last year. This is the second week in February. We have 16 so far.
Yeah,
and we can anticipate that by the end of February we'll have more.
Yes, but Mr. Jones, please do not let's sink the debate to the point where we're saying because we have so many churches, we shouldn't have these murders. As Brother Josey said, the laws which the church does not put into place, the laws, the government is responsible for that. They put in place, even where they do not have capital punishment, the enforcement of the laws. And I heard you say this several times about the European countries. I was surprised when I was in London to see churches that were once, buildings that were once churches, with a steeple on. They didn't even move the steeple. It's a bar room, a nightclub. But the truth is that the laws, the implementation of the laws. I have said that the problem we face, the church gets the blame for it, but we do not have the last word.
We don't.
All of the parliamentarians go to somebody's church, but the most they do in terms of concretizing Christian ethics is when the chaplain say his thing and then they go their secular way. We must have it as we do. It is embarrassing, but don't forget, crime and murder is what politicians use when they're in opposition, and when they get in, they have a different talk. The church, what is the church to do with that? I take exception to the fact that because we have plenty churches, we get the responsibility for the proliferation of crime. That is not true.
The church should be light and salt.
Yes. And we try to do that.
Light and salt.
That was a good point right there. That's preaching stuff.
No. But the attentive public is questioning whether you are light and salt, whether you are the light of the world, whether you have lost the savor, Bishop Josey.
But that is not authenticated by the high numbers. This trouble in the land is causing people to run to the church. Churches, the average church
That's true.
has good attendance, Brother Jones.
The average church in the Bahamas is afraid to hold an evening service
That's
on the
not
Lord's
my-
Day.
but-
On a Sunday. I pass many churches on a Sunday evening that shut down tight.
But it is not because-
that never used to be. When you and I were boys growing up in Anglican, Bishop Josey,
I walked to church.
we walked to church,
Yeah.
and all of the church doors were open on a Sunday night.
Is the times, Mr. Jones.
Oh, the times.
Yeah.
I see. It's the
People,
times.
people are still going where they want to go. Your argument is that people ain't going out in the nights because things tough, things bad. But they at
Fish fry.
Arawaki,
Fish fry.
they at Porterski.
That's secularization we talking
I'm
about.
saying people are out.
Still going out.
Yeah, but
People out.
who are these people?
People.
Yeah.
If there is something happening on a night, we go and we have the beauty pageants. We
They're
have
there to
concerts.
Yeah.
They're there.
Well, you
What I'm
are
saying-
helping me in the argument.
No.
That the church is not compelling for them to want to go out on a Sunday night,
Well,
but they will go to fish fry, they will go to a beauty pageant, they will go to some other secular event, and they are not prepared to come to church.
You cannot
The
No,
church
you
is-
can't say they're not prepared to come. The
the-
church has got to say we having church tonight.
Yeah, but you are not. And when you announce that you are having church tonight, the pews are empty. The pews are empty on a Sunday night. Let's be honest about it.
Not always. It's
Come
what
on.
you, no, it's what you do on a Sunday night.
But I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah.
I only want to say that there are some churches, if you pass by New Covenant this third Sunday night, you will see plenty cars around there. But there are churches that have 8 a.m. and 11 a.m.
Yeah.
The argument that we don't go to church and that the church isn't as inviting, that's a good criticism. But I'm saying to you, statistically, church membership is
It's
up,
up.
Brother Jones.
It's up. It's up.
Church attendance is up.
People are hurting.
But and they run to church. If only for the bag of grocery we give out.
Yes, sir.
They do come to church.
Your word.
But you measure church attendance by the 110 murders we had. We keep saying to the politicians, the elected officials, do you need to depoliticize crime?
Most Christians and practicing Christians who are watching and listening to you, they ask this rhetorical question: what is this country coming to? And they see things, and they hear things, and they don't share your optimism.
Because they're not hearing it enough.
They don't share your optimism.
They're not hearing this part of enough, Mr. Jones.
They are at home right now watching this program, and they have 3 and 4 locks on their doors. They are because they are afraid.
But I'm going to tell you something. That's what you just did tonight.
But you are putting the face on this as if you are almost oblivious to what is happening in our communities.
No. I'm a realist. Some people are here for the first time. They said, "Oh my God, I never thought of it like that way." They are happy for this program to understand that there is another side to all the stuff they've been hearing. You hear stuff around the building like there's a murderer at every corner. And the truth of the matter is, when you really look at it, except for God help us, the situation that happened in Yellow Alley the other night.
Yes.
The average situation is, my boy, he taking me out because I hit his boy.
But Bishop Josey, I have spoken with people who live in Bayontown or Grantstown. And they say to me, Mr. Jones, every night I can hear gunshots.
Yeah.
But every night somebody's not being killed.
Bishop Josey, you cannot explain away the bad behavior in this country as easy as you're doing, you know. Because people are hearing gunshots with great regularity.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So.
Because there is a proliferation of guns in this country.
Yeah.
That's a given. That's a given.
Right?
That's a given.
And you have thousands. You have thousands of young men in this country who know where to get guns.
Yes.
They know how to get drugs.
Yes.
They say on our programs that they can get drugs as easy as they can get candy. They can rent a gun. people are being paid to take out people. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
No, that is real. I'm saying that is real. But every time you hear a gun, somebody's not being shot. You have young men.
Or they practicing it.
No, they just let off a few in the air.
Oh,
Booyah. And everybody, gunshot, and everybody ducking. But I'm saying, the point is, there are guns.
Even that, even that tells you that the society is headed south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the society is not headed north morally. That if you can, as you say, lick off a few, that you have a serious problem. And the problem is a problem of morality in the society.
Yes, we agree. But I do not share your pessimism. Part of our Christian theology.
No, that's reality, what I'm saying. That ain't pessimism.
For every gun that goes off, for every young man that buys a gun, there are others who don't buy the gun, Mr. Jones.
Who could have had the opportunity to do it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Not all of our students, young people are on drugs and shooting. And the police say, we know these people. We had him last month. So how are you going to lay that at the foot of the church? Now, we do. I admit with you. I agree.